I like to think of time in my mind, right? To avoid normie time is I like to think of time in increments of summers. Okay. I've already gone through 36 summers. Average lifespan of a man, give or take, is around 70. I've already burned through half my summers. So I have about half my summers left if, you know, God grants me, you know, the ability to enjoy the rest of my summers. On average, I'd be able to have another 35 if I'm lucky. Right. So I have to be able to thoroughly enjoy the time that I have on this earth. Um, and there's something to the idea of reminding yourself that, in order to love life, you have to be comfortable with the fact that it will eventually run out, right? The time will cease to exist for you in this life. And so, at the very least, you give yourself that sort of sense of urgency because that's really the only way to avoid that Friday mentality, this happy hour kind of, tribal sort of mindset, which is like, I just want to get to the end of the week. And then they drag their feet on a Monday, and it's just like, what is this? What kind of life is this? I mean, for me, it's just like I can never go about my time in this type of way. It would be anxiety for me. It would be nothing but anxiety that I don't know if I could get out of that. And it's funny because now, because I don't really pay attention to the day, I don't even know what time it is. Like, I'll walk into a coffee shop and I'll be like, "Can I get a cortado, or can I get a little shot of espresso?" And they're like, "It's 7 o'clock, 7 p.m., right?" And I'm like, "Well, what is that? I don't understand the significance of that because I don't even know what time it is." And they're like, "Well, we're closed." And I'm like, "All right, well," but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not really too caught up on the time. And I think one of the ways that you can get away from normie time, another way that you can get away from it, is simply being in the circadian rhythm. I started waking up for Ramadan at 5 a.m. to break my fast. And I did this, and I started really getting in tune with time in that regard, with the seasons, right? With the sun up and sun down. I would get up before the sun and I would watch the sun rise. And there was something really that I had been missing up until that point that I finally got when I practiced Ramadan. It was my first Ramadan. And so I was very cognizant of when the sun came up midday, and then obviously when the sun went down. And it just was something that I had never really been in touch with that, because why would I, right? I got a phone that tells me what time it is. Who cares, right? I eat whenever I want. I wake up whenever I want. And now, I came away with the whole concept of time in a very different way. One that's more in tune with nature and the seasons and things of that nature. But anyhow, that is my sort of 2 cents on the ideas. Is if you want to